Have you ever wondered what the major strengths are of the anxious preoccupied attachment style? Well, we talk a lot on this channel about the different challenges that each attachment style may be faced with so that we can have that awareness and we can do the growth work to become securely attached. But something we don't speak about enough is the different strengths of each attachment style. And I'm hoping that in this video, when we talk about the 8 top major strengths for the anxious preoccupied attachment style, you'll be able to double down on these strengths while also doing the work to mitigate any different challenges that you may be faced with. This is how we will come to thrive the most as an individual and in our relationships. So, the very first strength that's very powerful here for the anxious preoccupied attachment style is they tend to be extremely aware of other people's needs. And what this allows them to do is be sensitive to what people are thinking and feeling, allowing them to be a more supportive person in relationships, but also, in places like the workplace. Anxious, preoccupied attachment styles can be very supportive of other people's needs, sensitive to other people's feelings in the workplace, which is a powerful strength, not just for bonding, but for making people feel comfortable. And this also enables them to do even better in client facing roles, whether that be in the workplace or in starting their own business, because they tend to do extremely well with people and community. The second big strength we'll see here with anxious preoccupied attachment styles is they tend to be, constantly willing to cooperate in their relationships and make compromises. And we can definitely make the argument that if you compromise too much, it can actually become sacrificial, and then you're sacrificing, which may lead to resentment in your relationships later on. But from the place of having somebody who's willing to take accountability, admit fault, and put themselves in a position where they can cooperate, they can budge on different things, this empowers relationships all around them to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel important. And this would sort of bring me to that third strength. So not only are they cooperative, but they are amazing at making people feel special. Anxious, preoccupied individuals tend to have a special skill to be really present with other people when they're sharing or expressing things and to be highly considerate of people around them, making them, as a general rule, a really fantastic friend and a really fantastic partner in so many different ways. Number four, you will definitely see that anxious, preoccupied individuals are extremely thoughtful. They tend to go above and beyond to really plan out little details for people in their lives. This could be doing things like creating, small gifts for people, writing them notes. This could be, doing thoughtful things for others in the workplace. And it makes them somebody that people feel safe around and comfortable with and safe relying on and sharing with. And again, when we look at like what's so valuable in our world, I think we can make a pretty safe argument to say that the things that really are the most valuable at the end of the day are usually our relationships, right? It's not the car that we have or the house that we have. It's literally our relationships at the end of the day. And so to have these beautiful skills when it comes to relationship dynamics is a really powerful thing to be able to be focused on. Another really powerful dynamic of anxious preoccupied individuals is they tend to be very inclusive. I've seen a lot of anxious preoccupied clients over the years say things like, "Oh, I saw somebody sitting in the lunchroom feeling alone, so I went and sat and spoke with them." Or I saw somebody in the workplace who was new and I could tell they felt sort of out of sorts. So I made an effort to go and hang out with them and check in with them. And, this ability to be inclusive of other people, look out for other people and their experiences, and really show that kindness to other people, again, is a really, really powerful thing. And it's part of why anxious preoccupieds, part of why they're so good at this is because they value people so much, right? They really prioritize people in their lives. Now, again, we could maybe make the argument that part of the anxious preoccupied's healing is actually to learn to value and prioritize themselves equally to others. The goal at the end of the day is not to value yourself way more than other people or way less. The goal is to be as on equal footing as possible. And what that allows is for interdependency in our relationships. We know that we can meet our needs. We know that we can express them to other people. We can allow people to meet to rely on us as well for their needs. So we have this nice balance. It tends to go a very, very long way. Another really powerful dynamic for anxious, preoccupied individuals is they will go out of their way to value teamwork. And so, especially when it comes to the workplace, their family relationship dynamics, they have this ability to really bring people together and want to build that sense of community and work as a team together, which again allows them to get a lot more done in many different ways, which allows them to be very effective in terms of bringing people together and helping people bond and sort of see each other. And another powerful strength that comes out of that is that anxious, preoccupied individuals can be great mediators because they have an amazing ability to empathize, both empathize and sympathize with what other people are going through. And so, as I continue on here, I just want to say if you are an anxious, preoccupied individual and you're seeing some of these strengths, these are strengths that are really valuable, not just here, but also things that you can bring into the workplace, strengths that you can bring into, all sorts of relationships. And I think that as individuals, I'll share a couple more strengths in just a moment, but I think as individuals, sometimes we think that life is like all about mitigating our weaknesses or challenges that we're faced with. And I think that's a really important part of life, especially if those weaknesses or challenges are rooted in pain or suffering from past events, because we actually can create a lot of like inner well being through getting to the root of these different things and moving through them in an effective manner. But we can also really, sort of pluck off the low hanging fruit in a situation when we are able to look at our strengths and decide to double down on those strengths that come naturally to us. And in doing so, that helps us accelerate our growth and progress. And then we can also sort of match that effort with removing some of the different challenges we may be faced with, right? If you can triple down on all these beautiful strengths that you have, and then you can also overcome the fear of abandonment that you have, or the fear of being excluded or alone or rejected. If we can move through those core wounds while building this, it will empower us to strengthen our relationships even more. So I will go into some other things. I just want to say as well, if you want to gain access to our school to really dig into two courses I would recommend: attachment styles in the workplace, where we talk about how to use these strengths and leverage them at work and in your career, but also the anxious preoccupied reprogramming course, which is a journey to becoming securely attached and being able to mitigate some of those challenges.
So I just wanted to stop by here and let you know a really exciting announcement, and is that we are doing $1,000 off of our lifetime memberships to the Personal Development School for Life. So I will tell you what's actually included in there. Number one, you get access to all of our different 60 plus courses. Everything about every single attachment style, how to reprogram, how to heal. We have courses in there about the 6 stages of relationships and how to navigate each stage. We have courses in there about how to get back together or heal relationships between different attachment styles and all of the steps for reconnecting. And we have all sorts of other courses on boundaries, conflict communication, setting and achieving goals at the subconscious level, seeing how attachment styles even show up in your workplace and how to navigate some of those different dynamics and heal those aspects of your attachment style. There's so many courses in there. But number 2 feature that we have, daily social support groups. So these are small groups that are all included in the lifetime membership. And we do daily events, sometimes even twice a day, where there will be, 10 people or so, led by a trained counselor, coach, or facilitator. And you can actually join in there and practice some of the different tools with other members. It's a great place to build relationships, connect with like-minded people, and to really fast track your learning and have that extra support all the time. And number 3, we have daily webinars Monday through Saturday. I do 3 of those webinars every single week. That's a time to come in, ask me your questions. You can come in on camera and we can chat. You can come in off camera and just post them in the chat, whatever you're most comfortable doing. And we have other amazing counselors, coaches, facilitators who also lead other webinars. And again, those are slightly larger groups of people, but it's a great opportunity to connect with like-minded learners who also care about the same things: emotional connection, relationships, and personal growth. So I hope you check it out. We also have all these different discussion forums in there. We have a Facebook group, so you can connect with each other there as well. And there's a tremendous amount of community support in an ongoing way at PDS. So I would love to see you on the other side. I hope you join me. And now we'll go back to the video. And also, I'm really excited to share with you that we've actually been working on an app for quite some time, and we're going to be launching that as well. So if you want to come in, check out our new app that we have to take all of your PDS courses from and all the new exciting features and benefits in there, check it out. That will also be included when you click the link down below. And so if we dig into it a little bit further, some other really powerful components of an anxious preoccupied is that APs tend to do really well with feedback. Yes, they can feel a little bit triggered sometimes or afraid if they get feedback that seems critical. But as a general rule, one of the beautiful things is that once an anxious preoccupied is regulated, they will often self-reflect. They will look at the feedback they're getting, especially in relationships, and they will work to improve and
upgrade their behaviors. They'll work to elevate themselves in these different areas, especially if they see that these things create friction in their relationships. They're willing to go above and beyond for people, which can empower them to really strengthen that relationship to themselves. Another really powerful part of the anxious, preoccupied individual is their ability to express vulnerability. We could still say that anxious, preoccupieds can sometimes, in their people pleasing, lose that sense of vulnerability because when we are people pleasing, we're not fully being ourselves. But as a general rule, anxious, preoccupied individuals will lead with their vulnerability. They will connect through vulnerability. They will be willing to share things about their inner world with other people that really allows other people to feel comfortable in that warmth, in that honesty, in that authenticity who are around them. And it allows them to deepen the bonds they have in their friendships and other relationships if somebody's willing to sort of follow their lead in these types of situations. And then last but not least, I would say, I mean, there's lots of other strengths to be honest, but I'm just picking kind of some of the top ones here. But anxious, preoccupied individuals are really great at being present enough with people that other people feel safe opening up to them. And they're very good at encouraging other people and seeing the strengths of others, which also allows them to be good leaders, right? Like a lot of what it means to lead a team of people is being able to notice people's strengths, see where those things fit in, being able to be encouraging to people and validating of them so that they can feel empowered. And so because anxious preoccupieds have these beautiful qualities, they tend to do very well in those types of people facing roles. So hopefully this makes a whole lot of sense for you today. Let me know if there's any other questions you want to see in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you about other video topics that you'd like to see on this channel. If you want to see more content about the strengths of different attachment styles, please hit the thumbs up button. I'll use this as a voting system to see what content you're looking for the most. And thank you so much for stopping by here. Please consider subscribing if you're enjoying this channel. And I can't wait to see you in future videos.